Feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hello and welcome to the video wrap-up show for the Shrimp Tank podcast in Seattle. I'm Dan Whedon, and I'm joined by my co-host, Craig Swanson. We had a fascinating and fun conversation today with our guest, Mikelann. To catch the entire episode, and you really should, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find every single one of our episodes on our website at shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle.
Mikelann, I really enjoyed this conversation today about money. And there was a point where you kind of like dug in a little bit deep into this idea of needs versus wants. And we probably don't have time to go over all of it in this wrap up, but I was wondering if you could just talk about how you use needs versus wants in your money coaching.
Oh, yeah. Like my mentor always said, you can never get enough of what you don't really need, right? So needs and wants is a core issue in really digging in and feeling good about your relationship to money. So, we went way deeper, obviously, in the podcast, but I literally have my clients brainstorm out all their needs, all their wants, all their desires, and then really start thinking about what is a need and what is a want. It's not that I don't want people to spend money on their wants. Absolutely, I do. But most of us are indiscriminate. We're not clear what's a need or a want. And so just the process of sorting things into these two buckets, if you will, really helps people feel better and clear about what they're doing with their money.
Speaking of clear, there's an old military term called the fog of war. You talk about money fog, and I found it really interesting. People need to go back, listen to the entire podcast, and it's right at the end, so you got to listen to the whole thing. But Mikelann, would you talk a little bit about the concept of money fog and what that does to people?
Money fog. Yeah, it almost like conjures up this image of driving around in a fog. When people call me, Dan, the common things that they say is they're tired of being stressed about money, right? They're tired of not feeling good. They're tired of being anxious. But what they're really often describing to me is that they feel foggy. And so if you're in a money fog, chances are you don't know, for example, how much you spend, where your money goes. You may not be clear how much money you actually need to earn, right? If you're an entrepreneur, how much do you actually need to net? I mean, there's a lot of different layers of money fog, but the dilemma is when we're in a money fog, it really does cause stress and free floating anxiety. And it's like we just get used to it. We just get used to this low level stress around money. But if you're driving around in the real world in a fog, chances are you may hit something, right? So really getting out of the money fog, oh my gosh, I can't tell you, people say they breathe easier, they breathe clearer.
That is fantastic. Mikelann, thank you for being a guest on the Shrimp Tank and for sharing just your knowledge and wisdom around this area. For listeners that are fascinated by this, I want to get in touch with you, learn more about your coaching. How can they get information?
Yes, so I've got clients all over the world, Craig. The website is seattlemoneycoach.com, seattlemoneycoach.com, and they can find everything there, including free resources and how to get on a call and chat with me. Everything's there. And social media is all the same, Seattle Money Coach.
That's great. And for everyone watching, this is a fantastic episode. You don't want to miss this one. Catch this episode and all the past replays at shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle and wherever you get your podcast. iHeart, Apple, Google, Spotify. I love Overcast. And then finally, if you want to catch us live, follow us on Facebook. Follow Shrimp Tank Seattle on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram. And let's keep in touch.
Yes, and if you really want to learn something more about the Argentine tango, you got to listen to the whole podcast because Mikelann is an expert there as well. You'll learn a lot. First of all,
I love Argentine tango. It's so fun.
Indeed. Yeah. And we'll learn about your shoes and why you had to plead the fifth. So,
I had to plead the fifth, indeed. Thank you, gentlemen. It was so fun. Oh my God, what a great conversation.
Thank you. It was great to have you on, Craig. As always, thanks to you as well. Everyone, please do what Craig said. Like us on Facebook, all of our social media, rate and review, and join us every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific on Facebook to live stream. Our next show will be on October 12th. Please join us. Until we see you again, be healthy, be prosperous, and have fun. Because for right now, the shrimp is back in the tank. So long.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond, and the shrimp